Hello, I'm PS3 and welcome back to the video. So as a lot of you probably know about me already, I like to save time in pretty much every aspect of life. Time is valuable, it's one of those resources that vanishes and then never comes back again. You know, it's something you want to keep an eye on all the time, and in Minecraft there is no exceptions to that rule, and a lot of people know that you should save time by using speed 2 potions on yourself. This is a really good tip that can save you 40% of your time by going 40% faster. It's a wonderful thing, but it's not the only tip in Minecraft to save some time, so I figured I'd make today's video and let you know about some of the best ways to save time in the game, I think anyway, that I think will help you out. So hopefully you do all enjoy today's video. You can like it if so, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets know you like saving time and that you're going to use it on something valuable. Or, you know, at the very least, you could watch lots of internet videos with that time, which is what you're doing right now, in fact. So yeah, here's your time investment for the rest of your life. So first tip is to obviously use speed potions when you're building quickly. So obviously there's situations where you don't want to. If you're building something very small, like let's just say a bookshelf, don't bother with the speed potion. That's a waste of time. You know, sometimes it's slower to go in here, drag out the potions, etc. But in almost every situation where you're building something big, you want to grab your speed potion and make sure it's a speed 2 potion. If you're going through all the effort of drinking a speed potion, one, you know, try not to make sure it's just a regular potion because you have to drink those manually, and two, try and get a speed 2 potion. It's 40% instead of 20%. It's literally, you know, the same difference between a regular speed potion and normal is the difference between speed 2 and the regular one. I don't know why you wouldn't bother just going through the extra seconds, because this is the speed, you know, you can actually like place diamond blocks at if you're doing it like so. So yeah, I gave this stuff up in another video, but a lot of people don't do it, and here's your second reminder. Do it. Use speed 2 potions. They're just objectively better, and 40% speed is 40% time saved. So the second tip when it comes to saving time in creative is when you're flying up and down. So when you're flying up really quickly, a lot of people think the best way is just to fly up like this, just to hold A until we get to, let's say, the top of that gravel. But it's actually, I tested this, it's actually faster to sprint upwards as you're doing so. So this seems a bit weird and you can't really tell what you're doing, but if you sprint upwards and then try and like go in a circle, because if you sprint upwards you'll actually go forwards a bit, then you can get to the top of a place way faster. Again, you might think, how often are you going up and down? Actually quite frequently in a lot of different cases, and if you're going to do so, you might as well, you know, do it by flying up like this. And also if you want to go down really quickly, rather than, you know, like holding down on your right stick or, you know, shift on the PC, rather than doing that and manually going slowly down, just let yourself fall. Falling is faster, and sprinting upwards is, you know, faster than using the, you know, this is like the manual way of doing it, and it's good for when you're going up and down something small like this. But if you're going really high up, just sprint upwards, save yourself some time. Pro tips of Toy Cat right there. Also, maybe drink a speed potion and you'll go even faster than that. So just, yeah, a wonderful little tip on a tip right there. But the third tip is another tip on a tip on a tip. I guess it's really like the opposite kind of tip, because it's to do with if you are going to be like working on something like, let's say, the you know, this giant cat right here, or you work on something where you need to go down or left or right, because you know, a fact most people don't know is that there is a D-pad on the console which allows you to fly very micro, you know, in very little ways, which is pretty wonderful. This is, I believe, you know, a weird little console exclusive most people don't know about, but you can actually fly very subtly left, right, and stuff like that. It's really nice. You can, you know, again, look how nicely slowly we're going up and down. So this doesn't seem like it's too big of a deal, because how often do you need to use minute detail? And, you know, realistically there is quite a few situations, but it actually works in a really interesting way in that it stacks with your movement. So if I'm moving like this, as you can see, this is normal movement, but if I, like this, this is normal movement, but if I then combine it with pressing left or right on the D-pad, you can barely spot it, but I am in fact going a little bit faster. I decided to time it, and it's, you know, like for my test, it was 3.1 seconds to climb the top of that tower, you know, just flying normally, and it was it was 3.17 seconds, and it was 2.7 seconds to do it with holding up. Again, it's like a, you know, 15% speed boost, but 15% speed boost is nothing to laugh at if you want to go even faster. So you might think, what's the fastest way to go left and right? It's to use a speed 2 potion. I already know that, Toy Cat. You've told me already. This video is useless, but let me tell you that you can get an extra 15% on that 40% by, you know, going like this. So this is the very fastest we can go left and right by going like this. As you can see, absolute maximum speed, just crazy speed of diamond wall, but as well, diamond wall being built, sorry. But as well as this, we can also, if you're going up and down, you can then use a jump boost potion, which, sorry, not jump boost 1, make sure it's jump boost 2, same reason as we just mentioned before. So you can use a jump boost 2 potion, and this also affects your up and down, or your up speed at the very least, using, you know, flying, which means if you then combine this jump boost with going up like this, you can go up and down really quickly if, let's say, you need to build a giant tower. So yeah, if you want to build a giant tower, look at this speed. Just, it's so absurd. You can just hear, it's like a horse clopping, insane stuff, and that's what you can do to save yourself some time. Hold up, use jump boost potions, and do your thing at once, and you get, 40%. I think this is actually a lot faster than 40%, but still, you get a massive speed boost from the jump boost. That it should be about double, but it's hard to measure exactly. It's not exactly double, but yeah, you get a nice speed boost there. Plus, you get the 15% boost from going like this, and you can just go up and down so quickly. But if you do want to make a giant tower, half the time it's because you want to build, let's say, a giant skyscraper. Let's build a really ugly skyscraper right now, in fact. So if you're building a giant size skyscraper, this is where this is useful. But if you wanted to build, let's say, an island really high up in the sky, a lot of people make the terrible mistake, or I mean, it's terrible in my opinion, of actually using dirt to get there. So let's say I want to make an island, just like you can see over there. I mean, sky islands, they're really fun, they're really cool. If you're playing creative, make islands. They're good. They're good. Check them out. But yeah, if you're going to be making one of these, most people think the best way to do so is just to climb up kind of normally. So you can there you can see that's a sky island. Here's another one I'm going to make right here. Go up normally and place the thing. But this is, even we're doing this really quickly, it might seem like the best way to build up there, but there's actually a way better way, because once we've built our island, let's just say this is it, then we're going to have the problem of having to go down and manually destroy all of this, which is slow, painful, and it's not a fun job, right? So pro tip right here, use sand if you're going to do this. This is a tip for survival too. It's an even better tip in survival, but people don't think about time saving and creative too often, and you should, because your time is fleeting and valuable. There's only so much of it left. And yeah, basically if you want to make an island, let's pretend this is a dirt island too. You make your whole thing like this, you place your dirt, you make your wonderful, beautiful island. Then, when you're done with it, what you want to do is you want to use any block in the game, redstone torch, regular torch, you can use carpet, I believe, if you want to, any block that will block, anything that will stop the fall of this, and you want to use that just to get rid of all of the sand at once. So we'll go like that, and as you can see, all lands on the carpet, all gets destroyed, and then it deals with itself. We can run away from this. Again, it's got itself covered, and we can go up like this. So yeah, there's a little pro tip that you might not have known. Use sand if you're building towers, survival or creative, because then it just all gets rid of itself. No worries for you. Look, it just dealt with itself. It's gone now, and I can focus on my rainbow beacon or whatever else. So yeah, that is the next time saving tip. There's a couple more here. They're a lot more niche than these other ones, but they're still going to come in every now and then. So the next one is to do with getting around in creative. A lot of people figure, flying in creative, it's fly sprinting. It's really fast. In fact, another little fun fact is fly sprinting came first to the console version of Minecraft. It was it's one of those features they copied over. I feel like creative movement is something, console's always been good at that a lot of people don't know about. So yeah, you might think flying around like this is good, but use speed 2 potions, fly around even faster. But even faster than both of those things is to use those same speed 2 potions with the Elytra. This is the fastest way to get around, because again, this is this is another thing where like creative exclusive on the console. But basically, if you're flying in creative, if you have an Elytra and you're in creative on console, you can actually fly while you're flying. If that makes sense. Not like in the you fly while you're flying, which means that you can actually get like an unlimited amount of height going, and you can use the Elytra at absurd heights. Let me show you just how fast we are. Like getting close to the floor, because again, you can tell speed better when you're close to the floor. You can see just how insanely fast we're going right now, and yeah, this is something that's a little bit faster. I believe you get like a solid 50 meters a second if you do it right, than actually going the normal way, and even faster than that if you want to be lazy and you don't want to hold down or do anything like that. It's just throw ender pearls like this. So you throw one, and then you should be in the same position. And then you throw a well, unless you land in a wall for some reason, but then you can throw a second one, just like, okay, that was, I don't know what happened with that ender pearl, but you can just keep throwing ender pearls over and over again. Let's try this one more time. You throw an ender pearl, you stand in the same position, you throw another one, and if you just do this in a pretty orderly fashion like this, then that means that you don't have to deal with anything. You just throw a few ender pearls, and you get that. And guess what? Because it's creative, you don't even take damage from the pearl. Wow, isn't that just the best? I think it is. So, as well as, ender pearls being amazing for this sort of thing, there's also, so let's throw away all the stuff from earlier. There's one more tip for saving time that's useful for, again, this is so niche and so specific, but maybe this will save you a solid, 20 minutes of your life one day, and you'll get, half this video back. Wait. You'll get double this video back, even better. So yeah, basically this last little tip is to use the enchantment table if you're going to enchant stuff. So, you might think I want to get a bunch of power 1 bows, or I want to get a bunch of, let's make an enchantment, blast protection for chest plates. But I don't just want blast protection for my chest plate, which is, pretty reasonable. It's pretty quick to do. You just have to find an anvil, which there's a bunch of anvils all over this world, so we'll find, okay, find an anvil, use the anvil just like so. So anvil, blast protection, easy as that. So you might think this is the fastest way to do it. You just find blast protection every single time, and you do it like so. And this just about is the fastest way if you're doing 1 enchantment. But if you want to have 2 enchantments, like let's say thorns and blast protection, or you want to have 3 enchantments, or you want to have how many enchantments, the best way to do this is a weird trick to switch between survival and creative. So yeah, the way you do this is you want to So let's use this, this chest plate right here as our example, and let's grab ourselves an item frame and switch back and forth between survival and creative to duplicate it over and over again. Again, it's duplication, but it's creative duplication, so it's totally allowed. I mean, survival duplication is technically allowed, but you get the point. So what you want to do is you want to go into creative, you want to put this into the item frame just like so, then you go back to survival, and you knock it out, and then you go back to creative, you put it in the item frame like so, and then you go back to survival, and then you knock it out, and so on and so forth. And as you see, we're duplicating this at a crazy rate, much faster and much easier than the other way. I mean, the downside is your screen gets covered in text, but I think that's a way better thing than to make 100 copies of the same thing. It just doesn't make sense to me. If you have any particularly rare or valuable item, so if you have an enchanted book, that anything that's not in the creative menu, dragon eggs, anything like that you want to duplicate, good way to do it, if it can't be placed down as a block, is to place it into item frames. And that's something you might not have known, and that now you do with today's video. So hopefully this video did save you some time in some way. If it did, you can like the video and let me know, because it saves me some time in that, it shares the video with more people, and therefore means that actually, I'm not sure how that saves me time, but it probably does somewhere down the road. Maybe it makes me a multi-millionaire, and then I can hire someone to make me breakfast in the mornings, and then I'll have less time spent on breakfast, more time spent making videos. So that's the reason you gotta like and share the video, and subscribe if you're around here, because video daily, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Goodbye.